Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Matt Hamilton, star of the Lifetime movie network Deadly Wives Club. Matt takes on the role of Jack. Join us as we delve into Matt's insights into his character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Of course.
Great. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character in the movie?
Sure. Jack is the husband who gets the job in Predator Ridge, which is a real place, by the way. It's kind of fun. It sounds like the scariest place in the world, too. Predator Ridge. And his wife, his wife comes along and they have an adopted child, and she thinks some nefarious things are going on. I think she's overreacting, and there's a lot of that until things go bad. And she was right. She was right, but I kind of come around a bit on it for it. So I'm not a total ignorant jackass. But
So, what initially attracted you to your role in the movie?
Well, I got offered it. David, the director, I think we've done like 8 movies together. So it was an offer. And I mean, to be honest, it was like coming out of the writer's strike. So it was like, I was probably going to say yes to anything. But this role was fun because this guy's, Jack's ignorant. Like he kind of is gaslighting his wife, not intentionally, but so it's not out of malice. He just is ignorant to the situation and that's around him. And I know a couple times I tried to tone it down, like tone it down a bit. The producers didn't totally want that, which I don't know if I agree with, but I haven't seen the movie, so maybe it worked out. But yeah, no, it's so he kind of like, he's not really there. They're having marital issues, and he's not really there for his wife, and he's focused on work, and he's just kind of ignorant is the best way to put it. But he comes around at the end and helps save the day and blah blah blah. Spoiler alert.
Okay. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
Well, again, I haven't seen it, but I will say shooting it, I mean, the cast is great. Like Aaron's terrific, and then Julian and Natalie and like everyone involved is really fun. And it's like one of these fun, like I like darker movies. So it sets up a interesting kind of premise, like I like that you move to a small town, but something's wrong. I like that stuff. I mean, the stuff I've seen, everything looks great. Like it looks great. David, all his movies look sharp and smooth, and that one looks like, yeah. I'm gonna go on a limb and say I like how it looks, and I really want to see that end scene, the fight scene at the end. I haven't seen that. But yeah, I'm just gonna say the fight scene. That's what makes it so special, because that was a lot of fun to do. Sore, but fun.
Great. And what do you hope audiences take away from watching the movie?
I hope first of all, I hope they're entertained. I mean, that's the number one thing. It's cool to have a movie that has a message or whatever, but at the end of the day, if you're not entertaining somebody, then you're wasting their time. So hopefully it's entertaining. Hopefully they're taken away from it. Yeah, you get a little bit of suspense, some mystery. Who's involved? Is this person bad? Is that person bad? I like those kind of like whodunit-ish. It's not like a full true whodunit, but it's a whodunit light. And listen to your wife more, maybe, because Jack doesn't do that. That could have solved the movie. Could have been over in 25 minutes if he listened to his wife. Probably make it for a boring movie, but yeah, listen to your wife more, maybe.
I agree. What was it like working with the rest of the cast on set?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Julian and I are friends. We've worked together before, and we are shooting in this like in British Columbia in this town called Kelowna, where it's it's like a mountain, lakes, golf clubs, wineries. It's like that's like a mini Napa Valley kind of thing. Excuse me.
Don't
So
worry.
that was a lot of fun. Erin, unfortunately for Erin, she was sick for a lot of the movie. So, I mean, she did an incredible job considering all that. And then Natalie, I met Natalie on that movie. Me and Natalie got along like gangbusters, and so we were like her and Julian all every weekend were going out. Well, Erin's trying to get better, and her kid came up to visit for a bit, and so she's doing wholesome things, and us three clowns were ripping around on the town. But it was a lot of fun. It was a really fun movie to do.
Yeah. And what can you tease about your character journey for those who didn't see it?
Um, yeah, well, he learns like he's kind of one of those dudes who, if he's so work focused, and and that's not always the best way to be. And so while he's driven and that's important and he's got a good job, uh, it's also like he's the kind of guy who thinks he knows. He kind of thinks he knows everything, and that's not the case. Definitely not the case. So hopefully, the journey is some like self awakening for him, and and yeah.
Yeah. And what was your favorite scene or moment while filming the movie?
Um, Favorite scene. I'm probably gonna go with the fight scene, but let me just Rolodex in my head. Well, the first scene I shot in the movie, it was actually pretty funny because I was I only shot one of the first like 3 or 4 days, and so that's the unusual for a lead like a number two in the movie. And my first scene in the first 4 days was just me dropping my wife off at a party and like walking away. Like I'm just in the background. So I didn't really do anything. So the like running joke on set was I was like a extra, a background actor as a lead. So that was fun. But I'd say the fight because the fight was really fun. I mean, God, it was sore and it, I was the fight choreographer asked if I wanted to wear hip pads. I'm like, nah, that'll be fine. I got the knee pads on. But we're shooting on this like concrete floor in this like really awesome house. The place had this hydraulic lift that comes from the garage down to the base, so you can move his like cars, motorcycles into this like awesome man cave. Um, but the fight scene was really cool. You get to jump and tackle and get choked, and someone gets shot, and uh, yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Amazing. So, change of subject.
Okay.
Can you share with us about your time on the Wise Man and the Baby?
Oh yeah, I can. Uh, I lo- I love that movie. That movie is so funny. Um, so yeah, how that happened? Well, Paul and Kim, who wrote the movie,
Hmm?
are friends of mine, and so what was I doing? I was shooting a movie. I was shooting another movie in Kelowna, like a romantic comedy, and I was the lead. And so it's one of these things where I was in that one. I was in every day, long days, and it's pretty draining. But Paul called me and was like, "Hey, we wrote this movie. We're doing this movie. We wrote this role for you. It's it's not huge, but it's super fun if you want to take a look at it." And so I read it, and immediately I was like, "Okay, I love doing comedy." So I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm in. Let's go." And so it was such a fun change from this movie I was doing in Kelowna, where it was all day, every day, to like now I only had a handful of days on this one, but I just come in and my character is such a jackass in that movie. I could like every scene, I'm like a 14 out of 10, just like whatever. And they let me improv a ton of stuff, and it was just so much fun. It was so much fun, and it turned out really great. And
Yeah,
the extended cut is fun. Like it's a funny movie, and I really like that the network allowed Paul and Kim, and then Tyler and Andrew to like really lean into the comedy. and it makes it such a fun movie. That's the one that everyone has seen of mine that's the number one movie that they like.
Yeah,
And they did a sequel, I think. So
yeah,
there's another
great,
one coming.
amazing. And can you tell us a little bit about your character in the cases of the Mystery Lane?
Oh yeah, I can. So that one, so we shot again. So Paul Campbell's. I make a joke. He's basically like my agent. So that was another situation where they were doing the first one, and he called me and he's like, "Hey, there's this cop role. He's he's small in this movie. He's only 3 scenes, but we want him to be bigger, and we want it to be funny, and it's going to be a series of movies. Do you want to check it out?" So this is a couple months after Three Wise Men. And then, oh yeah, about 6 months after. And then I
Yeah,
just was like, I didn't really look at it, but I was like, hey, are my scenes with you? Because me and him have so much fun together. And he said, yeah. I said, okay, sure, I'm in. Let's go. So the first one was fun. It was cool. It was super quick for me, super in and out. And then we just shot the second one a couple months ago, and it's so funny, and it's one of these things where people say in Hollywood and movies and stuff all the time, hey, if you help me out here, we'll help you out there. And so that doesn't always happen. Not their fault sometimes. It's just the way things kind of break down. But this one, yeah. So like they said, my character was bigger. I was the third lead in the movie, and it is so funny and we had so much fun. And I think we're trying to get them to do an extended cut because we did so much extra comedy stuff. And again, this is another one where they're allowing uh, the filmmakers and the actors to lean into the comedy, which is really, really interesting because there's not a lot of murder mystery comedies on the network like that, and not a lot with that our tone either out there. Um, but it's really fun. I think that comes out in September,
I don't
and
know.
I
There,
think yeah, like asking
if
you.
you,
Uh,
if no, they didn't say it at
I
this
think I think
time.
it I think it comes out in
So,
September.
so you make us cook.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I think September it comes out, and I think we might be shooting another one of those around then too.
okay,
But
great.
yeah, we'll see.
And what have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career, and why for you?
Uh, well, I really enjoyed. I mean, the one we just talked about, the Cases of Mystery Lane, that was really fun. I had such a good time on that. Um, I did a show for Disney called Turner and Hooch. Turner and Hooch. That was really fun because I like doing cop stuff. I also like as a kid, I always liked action movies and cop movies, and but I also like doing comedy, and that was like a synthesis of the two. And so that's probably my favorite job I've ever done. Um, gosh, what else? Oh, I did a movie in so I've shot like 5 or 6 movies in Kelowna because it's close to Vancouver and the tax credits there are good, I think. And but I shot this movie with like one of my best friends, Becky Olson, and where we get married. I forget the name of it. What a wedding to remember, I think is the name, of course. Yeah, and I forget it. Um, but so the leads were our best man and bridesmaid, and so they had to do all the heavy lifting for the movie where they were shooting every day. Well, Becky and I we had about 5 or 6 days off, I think, or 4 or 5 days off. So we got to like it was summer, it was sunny. Uh, we could find tourists, bounce around to the different kind of pubs and restaurants and bars. Go to the lake. We get to do all this fun stuff. So that like shooting that was one of my favorite, excuse me, experiences. Um, and what else? Oh, I'm doing a movie in a month or like 3 weeks.
Okay,
That I'm excited for. It's a horror movie. I've never done a horror movie before, so that I'm really excited for because there's like stunts and people get killed and it's gross and it's in the woods and I think it's gonna be really really fun. The script's great, so I'm excited for it.
great. So at Survive the Shows, we are big fans of Christmas rom-coms.
Hmm.
What is your all-time favorite?
Ooh, Christmas rom-com. Well, you know what? I had never watched The Holiday before, and
Oh,
someone, I think last year, was like, "You have to watch it." So I did. I like The Holiday. I thought that was fun. It's pretty cute. Uh, my favorite Christmas movie is Christmas Vacation in terms of like funny kind of comedy. It's not really a rom-com, but National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. But Love Actually's, I think Love Actually has like one too many story threads. I think if it had one less story thread, I think it would flow better. But that movie's fun and kind of sad, but it's like fun and weird and quirky and like that scene where Hugh Grant is dancing and he gets caught. That kills me every time. Every time. It's so funny. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I think I'll go there. I might be missing stuff. Rom-coms. No, I think I'll go with those answers.
yes. So the last question, can you tease something about your next projects?
Um, well, Cases of Mystery Lane, Death is Listening. Ooh.
Mm.
Comes out in September.
Mhm.
Um, I have something I can't talk about coming out. I can't talk about it yet. That horror movie I start shooting in August, and
Okay.
then doing another Cases of Mystery Lane soon. What else? Have I shot anything else recently? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I shot. Yeah, I was just in Kelowna again with a thriller. Oh, that one's kind of fun. That one could be cool. It's called "Don't Scream, It's Me." It's about a girl whose ex-boyfriend breaks out of prison and is hiding at her place while her husband, me, while we're on the rocks. He's a cop looking for him. So
Yeah.
so that one's that one's interesting. Again, I get to play a husband who's not so great. Not so great husband. I'm seeing a trend. I'm seeing a trend now. But that one, so that one will probably come out. I don't know, next year. What month is it? Maybe
Is
next
it
spring.
for
Maybe.
is it for Lifetime?
Yeah,
Great,
yeah,
great.
uh, yeah. Maybe it might come out in the fall or the spring. One of the two. I don't know, but that'll be pretty fun. I think
Great,
you like that one.
amazing.
Yeah.
So this is it.
Oh,
Make sure to watch the movie Deadly Wives Club on Lifetime platform. And thank you, Matt, to join us. It's been a
oh, of
pleasure.
course. Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun. Nice chatting with you.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
thank you all for watching. Bye.
Bye, guys.